Robert was flabbergasted. He opened the envelope and found a sheet of paper in it. Quickly unfolding it, he read it. "Dear Robbie," it read, "I am your Uncle Joe. I chose to write this letter to you on paper with a pen so that you can keep it and read it again and again. I am writing to tell you of the world that was, and perhaps will be too, later on as you come out. I am so sorry that you had to be confined to the bunker existence all these years. What does he mean, bunker existence? Wondered Robert as he read further. Due to the threat of pandemics and nuclear war, your parents decided to raise you in that bunker of yours. You are comfortable, I know. I have been keeping tabs on you, but you really don't know about the real world. What does Uncle Joe mean by real world? Robert mused, but he went on to read. The world as you never knew it was different? Totally different. I wonder if you can ever imagine how different it was, my dear Robbie. Let me try to create a picture contrasting your world with the world that was. We all lived together. I mean, as families and communities, we lived together. Well, physically together. We stayed in a home. How do I describe it to you? Well, a home is a place where a family lived together. It had a kitchen, a living room, bedrooms, all in one place. This is in contrast to where you are now, in a bunker type of living space. Seeing physically no one, speaking physically to no one. You connect to all of us only through social media. Yes, you know how we look, and how we speak as you see and hear us on your video camera. But we are as more than mere voice and face. How do I explain it to you, dear Robbie? Robert paused reading and mused. Sounds crazy and dangerous to live like that. What about the various deadly viruses that can spread and cause death? Didn't they have them then? As if he heard Robbie, Joe continued in his letter, in those days we didn't have such deadly diseases, Robbie. Believe me. We had some colds and coughs and some fevers which would fizzle out in a few days. Of course, we had our terminal diseases like cancers, but they affected very few people. Very interesting, thought Robert as he tried to understand Joe's point of view. They must have led very interesting lives back then. Suddenly, in 2019, we had a disaster. A viral infectious disease broke all barriers and spread throughout the world. It became a pandemic and caused pandemonium. The year 2020 was a complete disaster. Millions perished in different parts of the world. Many countries, including ours, declared severe lockdowns. Bunker living became fashionable. It was at that point that your mom and dad opted to live in a bunker city underground. And there you are today. Are you getting my drift, Robbie? Yes, I am, thought Robbie as the paper felt strange in his hand. He was so much used to screens of all sorts. This physical paper felt rough. He continued to think through this. Then, what is normal? How are we supposed to live normally? How long are we in this bunker environment? Is there a way out from this? The development in early 2021 was vaccines. Many groups of scientists worked through and got several vaccine candidates. China, UK, USA, apart from developing countries like India and South Korea, developed different vaccines against this virus. They needed double doses mostly, and no one was sure in those days how effective they will be. Or for how long they can give one immunity against the pandemic virus. People kept experimenting, with varying results. Robert got out of his chair and paced the room, which was his cell and pad in Universe 2. He was so familiar with every square inch of his abode. The ping on his mobile announced his food. Oh, time for lunch, I suppose. He thought and went to the vent, opened it to get his lunch basket through. Rich smells of hot and delicious food wafted up. A smile broke on his thoughtful face. He enjoyed having his hot meal at his table. He left the remains out through the vent and sat back to look again at his uncle's letter. Our mealtimes would be jovial, and all of us would be around a single big table sharing stories and talking with each other. We used to have so much fun having our food together. Never would we eat alone, as you do these days. Robert shivered as he read. Just imagine, he thought, all of them eating together. It would be so dangerous for each of them. No wonder they stopped all this. It is better, safer to be like this. Of course, all through my life, it's been like this, so I can't imagine any other way. But I wonder how it would have been then. Now, read carefully, dear Robbie. There is a movement of sorts out here in the real physical world. The governments feel that because of the rapid pace of vaccination, the herd immunity has spread well in the world. They want to stop bunker living. They will take you and all your generation out in stages and brought finally to the real physical brick and mortar world. Can you hear me? It may be soon. So prepare yourself for a change, a metamorphosis of sorts for you. Robots have been regularly vaccinating you in your sleep, so you have no risk. The paper fell through the trembling fingers of Robert as he screamed silently, "Oh my God! Are you kidding? OMG, OMG, OMG. Is it really gonna happen?" The paper rustled as the breeze ruffled it. It wafted away to a corner. Running after it, Robert clutched it and tried to read more into it. "Are you kidding, dear Uncle Joe? I hope you are. Bunker's going to go out. How do I cope with people around me, smelly creatures poking around me?" thought Robert.